Welcome back to Funimation 3D, kids and family cartoon, where every story is filled with heart, laughter, and lessons that help kids grow kinder and more compassionate. Today's episode is about a lonely girl, a special dog, and a hug that changed everything. This is The Secret Hug from a Dog. Mia loved animals more than anything in the world. She read books about them, watched videos about them, and even dreamed about them at night. But there was one thing Mia wished for more than anything else: a dog. Her parents had promised that they'd get her one someday, but for now, Mia had to make do with visiting the local animal shelter. Every weekend, she'd help clean cages, walk the dogs, and play with the puppies. But no matter how many dogs she met, none of them seemed to connect with her the way she had hoped. They were either too excited, too shy, or just too busy chasing balls. Mia left each time feeling a little disappointed. One rainy Saturday afternoon, Mia walked into the shelter with her usual hope, but she wasn't prepared for what she was about to find. The shelter was quieter than usual, with fewer people around. But there, sitting quietly in the corner of the room, was a dog she hadn't seen before. The dog was medium-sized, with soft golden fur, big brown eyes, and a tail that didn't wag furiously like the other dogs. Instead, he gave a small wag and then looked up at her with a look that seemed almost sad. His name tag read Rusty. Mia hesitated, walking slowly toward the cage. "Hi, Rusty," she said softly, not wanting to startle him. He tilted his head and gave a small, hopeful bark. Without thinking, Mia opened the cage door. Rusty didn't jump out immediately like the other dogs. Instead, he stood up slowly, walked over to her, and leaned his head against her leg. Mia knelt down, and to her surprise, Rusty gently rested his head on her shoulder. He wasn't jumping around, barking excitedly, or licking her face. He was simply there, calm, gentle, and somehow, it felt like he knew exactly what she needed. Mia felt her heart warm, and a smile spread across her face. She wrapped her arms around Rusty, giving him a gentle hug. "I think you're the one I've been waiting for," she whispered. But what Mia didn't know was that Rusty had his own story, one that was filled with loneliness and heartache, just like hers. When Mia's parents arrived to pick her up, they saw her sitting on the floor, hugging Rusty. "Looks like someone found a friend," her dad said with a smile. But Mia hesitated. "Can we take him home today?" she asked, feeling a little nervous. "I think he's the one." Her mom smiled and nodded. "Let's talk to the shelter staff. But I think you're right." The next day, Mia brought Rusty home. He was quiet at first, exploring his new home with careful steps. But as the hours passed, something magical started to happen. Rusty's trust in Mia grew. He began to follow her around the house, curling up beside her whenever she sat down. He would rest his head on her lap, and she would scratch behind his ears. The two of them seemed to have a special understanding, a bond that didn't need words. Mia had always been a little shy around other people, and sometimes she felt like no one truly understood her. But with Rusty, it was different. When she felt lonely, he was there. When she felt sad, he would nudge her gently with his nose, as if asking her to share her feelings. And when Mia would cry, Rusty would curl up next to her, offering the kind of silent comfort only a dog could give. One evening, after a particularly difficult day at school, Mia sat in her room, feeling overwhelmed. She had struggled with her homework, and some of her friends had been distant. She felt like no one understood her. But just then, Rusty padded into her room and sat at her feet. Without hesitation, he leaned up against her and put his head in her lap. Mia looked down at him, and in that moment, she realized something. Rusty might not have all the answers to her problems, but his presence, his quiet support, made her feel better. She hugged him tightly, and he snuggled closer, pressing his soft fur against her. "Thank you, Rusty," Mia whispered. "You're my best friend." Rusty responded by nuzzling her cheek, as if giving her his own special hug. Mia closed her eyes, feeling the warmth of his love surround her. From that day on, Mia never felt truly alone again. Rusty had become more than just a pet. He was her companion, her confidant, and the one who always knew how to make her feel better, even without saying a word. They spent their days together, sharing quiet moments, running through the park, and cuddling on rainy afternoons. And every time Mia felt down, Rusty would remind her of one simple truth. Sometimes the best hugs are the ones that come when you need them the most. And so, Mia learned that love doesn't always come in grand gestures or loud celebrations. Sometimes, love is a quiet nudge, a gentle nuzzle, and a comforting hug from a friend who knows exactly what you need. Thank you for joining us on Funimation 3D, Kids and Family Cartoon. If this story made your heart feel warm, be sure to like, share, and subscribe so we can bring you more heartwarming tales that teach kids the power of kindness, friendship, and love. See you in the next adventure!